Hi friends, I'm Clara, this is Tombo, and he is my very special co-star today for a knitting podcast. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't been here before, get ready for lots of knitting and hopefully more cute orange cat appearances. So it's been a while since I uploaded a podcast. I feel like summer is a busy time that doesn't really lend itself to wool. I have been knitting a lot, but I've also been traveling and casting on things kind of willy-nilly. So today I have a bunch of whips. Like, I don't have a single finished item. I did finish a hat as a gift, which I will put a picture up, but I don't have it with me because it was a gift, so I literally have nothing to show you. Usually I'd start by telling you what knitwear I'm wearing, but today I'm not wearing any knitwear because it is just too hot for that. I am just starting to knit with like true summer yarn, and hopefully we'll have some handmade things to wear in future episodes. But right now I'm actually wearing two things that I thrifted this past weekend with my friend. But I just wanted to like put a little plug in for natural fibers in things that aren't handmade. Obviously, I can't knit fast enough to make myself a whole wardrobe, and I'm just learning to sew. So I do buy clothes occasionally. I know. I don't knit everything I wear. But I've been getting so lucky lately at like being more mindful when I thrift and checking the labels to see what things are made of, and just adding more natural fibers to my wardrobe, because like I'm an environmentalist, I work as a marine biologist, and then also as a maker, as a knitter, I feel like I pay so much attention to what I'm creating with, how it feels on my hands, how it feels on my body, the properties of different types of fabric and fiber. So I think it's really fun to extend that to the clothes I'm getting too. And when you're at the thrift, like no matter what shirt you get, it's the same price. So this one, which I love this color and this pattern, it is 100% cotton, and then these pants are 100% linen. So now on to the main content, which is knitting. Channel recommendation, the knitting page on YouTube is like one of my favorite knitting channels, and she's currently doing her Hot Whip Summer. I'm guessing inspired by Megan Thee Stallion's like Hot Girl Summer, and I love her and I love that channel. So I kind of have a Hot Whip Summer going here, full credit to the knitting page. So I have 4 things plus a bonus one sitting next to me. And I, again, have no finished objects, so let's just get into whips. So this one, it is a past finished object current whip. I finished this last summer. It is the camisole number 9 by My Favorite Things Knitwear, knit in this gorgeous hand-dyed sock yarn that I picked up in Edinburgh at Ginger Twist, which they actually just upgraded to a bigger location like right after I left. But it was a little like skinny rectangle of a room just stuffed to the brim with yarn, and they do their own hand dyeing. I think this one was called like Strawberry Shortcake or something, and I loved that show as a kid, and I love pink, so I knit this up. And it's a great pattern, but like many others who have made it, I had some issues with the fit. All of the detailing, from like the ribbing at the bottom here to the neckline to what's this called, the armhole edging, is folded. So you knit it twice as long as you want it to be, and then you tack it down on the inside. I don't know how neatly I did that, but just to show you. And you know, when you do that, I always try to think what my tension is so I'm not like cinching it super tight. But I honestly think I did it too loosely, or it just has a super deep armpit hole, because I put this on and the double knit like flaps up and shows a little too much of whatever is going on over here. So I have literally never worn it because of that, which is a shame, because I mean, this is a fingering weight yarn with everything double folded detailing, so it was not a quick knit. It's beautiful. I love the color. I want to wear it. So it's just been sitting on top of my dresser, and I was like, oh, I could pick all of this back and then sew it down tighter, or do like an I-cord edging instead. But what I think I'm gonna try before doing that is I ordered some elastic sewing thread, kind of that people use to shirr fabric, and I'm gonna kind of discreetly put it in here, kind of like you would to reinforce a folded neckline or collar of a sweater, and hopefully that'll work well. So I'll report back. Hopefully I'll be wearing it in the next episode if it works. But yeah, that's the current progress of my camisole number 9, which was done but is now getting picked back up again. So that's whip number 1. All right, so let's keep hot whip summer going strong. Like every knitting girly right now, I'm knitting a sabai. So not an original thought in my brain, for real. But come on, like it's such a pretty pattern. I love an O-neck. Sorry, I love a boat neck. Like, isn't that gorgeous? It's just such a stunning, elegant look. I'm not usually someone who knits with neutrals, but I thought, oh my gosh, my cat just stole a ball of yarn that's attached to a project. Anyways, occupational hazard, I guess. But this one I am knitting with Sadness Garn Line in this gorgeous champagne color. And I think this is gonna be so classy, and I have a lot of like colorful pants or patterned skirts that I find it hard to match tops with because they're kind of the star of the show and you need something more neutral and basic to match it with. So I thought this was like a non-boring way to do basic because, sorry, I like drop stitches, so I'm picking them up while I'm talking to you. I really like how this tan, first of all, isn't too close to my skin color, because that can look like kind of like you're not wearing a shirt and not be the most flattering. And then it also has these silvery undertones, which I think are just gorgeous. I'll put it up. Hopefully it catches the light a little. And if you're like, Clara, that's just tan, that's fine. I get it. I have other things with color, I swear. So just a note on the construction, how I knit it was, first you knit it in the round and you do increases around these little stitches, which bring out where kind of the shoulders go, keeping the neckline really wide, and you do ribbing, and then you put the front and back separately, you separate them, you knit in a rectangle for the front flat, do the exact same for the back, like there's no short row shapings or anything. Then you join in the round and do the body. And through that whole thing, there is this little slip stitch, kind of as you go, I-cord detailing, which makes the edge look really neat. And then there's also this ribbing in the body. So I think there's 2 versions of this sabai top, one with like no detailing at all, none of this ribbing, which is right here. I chose the one with the ribbing because I kind of liked how it didn't make the neck roll, which I think looks good, like it looks like a cowl neck, but I don't know, this was just my preference. So it was a super easy knit. I'm almost done with it. I've been trying not to exclusively work on this because I want to make progress on my other knits as well. I know people post, they're like, oh, I finished my sabai in like 3 days, 4 days. That's not me. I'll bring this to work and I'll work at it at lunch, but most of my time is on my cardigan, which I'll show you next. The only problem I've really ran into is I am usually a wool knitter. So I have never encountered the problem before where you switch from knitting flat to knitting in the round, your tension changes. Because usually the wool or the mohair or whatever I'm using, it's more forgiving and it'll kind of fluff out there and fill the space of the stitch. But this line is like a linen cotton viscose blend, so you see the stitches 100%. So I don't know if you can see on camera, but like as soon as I join on the round, which is like here, the stitches cinch up. And for me, it's not worth going back and doing it again. Hoping blocking will like even out the stitches a little. But I think next time I knit a top like this, which I'll let you know about my future plans soon, but I think it's gonna be pretty soon. What I'm gonna do is the trick where one of your needles is smaller than the other in your set of circular needles. So that helps tighten up your purl stitches to make them just as tight as your knit stitches, and then that like helps fix that problem of different tension. I hope I explained that okay. So that is my Sabai top, soon to be finished. I really want to have this off the needles by the end of the week. Right now it's Wednesday, Whip Wednesday. So yeah, another day or two and I think it'll be good. Also, I will say, this only takes, in my size, which I think is the second size, 4 max balls of line. So it's an affordable project. Okay, on to the next. So this is my piece de resistance. As a marine biologist and ocean lover, anything with a fish on it, I'm immediately down. So Boylan Knitworks, aka Caitlin Hunter, she has like her halibut sweater, halibut cardigan, king salmon sweater, and she just released a king salmon light, which I have my eyes on. But I have the halibut in a sweater version in an O-neck, and I wanted to make the cardigan too, but the cardigan calls for Aran weight yarn, and I wanted to use something I have in stash. So what I did is I modified another cardigan pattern, the Maggie cardigan by Petite Knit, which is just my go-to O-neck simple cardigan. And I added the halibut motif from the halibut pattern. So this required a lot of knitting flat color work, which was new for me. So it's not perfect by any means. Like, look at my edges, it's not good. But like sometimes when I knit flat and turned around, I didn't really know how to do intarsia. So like you can see the contrast color through it. But if you can't see that good, don't look at it. This, I will try it on in some B-roll, but right now it's like, just like a whole pile of yarn. I finished one sleeve, the other sleeve is in progress, and then all I have to do is the button bands and the finishing. So it's very close to being done, and this, I brought this and I cast it on my trip to Alaska. I vlogged the whole thing, and I will post that vlog once I'm finished with the halibut cardigan, which should be any day now, any week now, just depending on how much time I actually devote to it over my other somewhat more summer friendly knits. I made it in Toft DK, which is, it's not really a DK, it's very soft. It's an English brand, so it's kind of hard to get my hands on here. It's kind of more of a worsted. So because of that, I sized down on the Maggie cardigan and used like a needle size or 2 bigger, which worked out great. Like I think it fits really well. And the best part is I got that yarn at a yarn swap, so I got it for free. I did pick up a couple mini balls of it just in case I run out, because I want to be able to do the finishings and like not adjust the sleeve length or body length or anything. And then the contrast, the fish, which I'll show you again. Like I just love the fish so much. They're so gorgeous. I just picked up, excuse me, a super basic like Patton's worsted, and it matches it really well. I think I played around with doing like a hand-dyed superwash that was local to Homer when I was in Alaska, and I ended up like returning it because I wanted it, first of all, to not be superwash, because the Toft DK is an untreated wool and I wanted it to match. And then second of all, because I just wanted a super simple cream to really make the halibut stand out and kind of have it be a natural looking, cohesive piece. So that is my mountain that I'm currently climbing. It's literally just a cardigan. I'm being so dramatic about it, but it's just like when I work on it, it's so hot that I only work on it at night, like with the AC on. So I'm really pushing myself to finish that right now. And I have 2 more whips left. Again, this is a whip heavy, like 100% whip episode. Look how cute this is. I got a set of sheets and it came with this little bag, 100% cotton. And I think it's so cute, so I use it as a project bag. This one, I was so excited to start working on this. I love the color, if you can already see a peek. I love the yarn, I love the pattern, and it's just taken a backseat since I started these 2 projects that I just showed you. Sorry, it looks like such a mess right now. So this is the Salty Days sweater by Veronica Lindberg, aka Kuto Bakika. As you can see, it's unblocked, obviously, because it's like in process, which is making it look so cinched in the waist and kind of tiny. But I swear it's gonna fit me. Like, everyone's seen this pattern before. I love it. It's amazing. It's super addictive. I'm excited to get back to it, especially because I'm using Miss Babs Killington DK, which is, I think, 70% Polworth and 30% silk. So it is the softest, lightest yarn, creating the most beautiful garment in the stunning color. Again, see, I'm using a lot of color. And my favorite thing, like, it's the simplest pattern in all of this, but it's these little like eyelet stitches right there that separate the different sections. They're just so fun to make. And now all I have to do is switch to smaller needles for the body and do the bottom ribbing before moving on to the arms and collar. And I have plenty of yarn. I actually bought an extra skein just in case. So this one is like not going to be hard to finish. I just need to do it. I will say that I am using DK weight and I'm knitting a little under gauge. I just kind of went for it with this pattern. I was like, well, if it fits, it fits, and if it doesn't, then that was on me being stupid and not planning. So it might not turn out super oversized, but like, look at this, because it's the rib stitch, it stretches so much. Down here too, this is also like 2x1 ribbing, and again, super stretchy. So I think once I block it and relax it, it's just gonna kind of be gamble to see how it fits me. But I'm super happy with this so far. Highly recommend this pattern. It is a very beginner-friendly pattern, despite all of, like, I would recommend knowing how to cable, knowing how to do all your yarn overs and everything, knowing how to read charts, but it's described like line by line in the pattern, so it really holds your hand through making it. Yeah, so that's pink knit number 1, or I guess this is purple. And number 2, if you're counting that one, my tank. So now onto pink knit number 3, which was, this was such an impulsive cast on. It was, oh, hi Tombo, he's back. Yay, say hi, say hi. Yeah, again, very impulsive cast on. It was my birthday in July, and I follow the knitter at the Norwegian Knitter, who literally most productive maker on knitting YouTube. Like, I don't know how she makes that many things, but she has a tradition of doing a birthday cast on, and I was like, oh, that would be so cute. It's like a little gift to myself. And I had some yarn in stash from when I was in Norway, and it is this super fun, fluffy, bulky weight, or Aran weight. Yeah, get it. It's called Borstedt Alpaca. I'll put that on the screen because I'm definitely not saying it right. And I'm making the wave tee. So with this, I was like, it's my birthday, I'm casting something on for fun. I don't want to think at all. So I definitely could have just modified a pattern or free-handed or found a free one. But I was like, okay, Petite Knit has a pattern at this gauge with a textured yarn, and I really like how it looks at a long sleeve, so I'm just gonna do that. So this is like my absolute free of thoughts pattern. I also, like, I think I knit a gauge swatch with this one, which, patting myself on the back, but I still don't know if it's gonna fit me, because right now it's scrunched up on these little like hat needles, and it looks tiny. Like, it looks like it could fit a baby. neckline looks fine, arms look fine, but I need to put this on some barber cords and try it on, or else I'm gonna have to give this to a child, and I don't know any children. So, but silliness aside, this is the easiest pattern, like in the round, all the way through, stockinette stitch, no ribbing. It's kind of a compound shaping. So first you do just stitches to increase the arms. Like, again, it's kind of a boat neck, like really wide neck. So you're just doing increases to bring the triangle out. That's gonna become the shoulder. And then before joining in the round, you do raglan increases. So both for the shoulder and for the body. And then once you have the right amount, you just knit a two, which I have been so good, and I haven't been letting myself work on this so I can finish my Sabai and my Maggie/halibut cardigan. Because I know this is gonna knit up so fast. I'm not gonna be able to wear fluffy Aran bulky weight alpaca until November, maybe, where I live, October if I'm lucky. So yeah, I'm waiting for this to be my next mindless project. And I finished the first ball of yarn. I love this yarn because I have not ever seen it in the States. It's a Sadness Yarn, I guess, specialty yarn. Like, I don't know how to describe that. And I made a headband with it originally, and the thing about the yarn is it doesn't look like it would be a bulky weight, but it has all this alpaca fluff. Let's see if you can see that. So all of that fills up the stitches and makes it look so scrumptious and fluffy while still being lightweight and not see-through. So love that. If I get my hands on this again, I don't know if I would get more because I already got it in the perfect color, which is bubblegum pink. I think the color is called Shocking Pink. It's not that shocking, but it's beautiful and I love it and it makes me happy. Okay, so after that critical review of this yarn, we moved all of my whips from this side to this side. As you can tell, Hot Whip Summer is definitely going full steam. I don't have anything else on the needles right now, but my friends and I from my knitting club here in Annapolis, we did make a joint order to Linda Hobby, which is the main online carrier of drops yarn that I found, just because I was knitting my Sabai top with Line and realizing that I don't have any summer yarn in stash, and I want to make knits that I can wear right now. So I ordered their version of Line Drops Bell, which has the same exact composition, like down to the percentage of fibers. It's again cotton, linen, and viscose, and it looks exactly the same, like the ply of the strands, the yardage, not the yardage, the gauge, and it has like 10 more meters per ball, something just so slightly better, and it's maybe a third of the price tops. I think I paid like $2.50 a ball, maybe $3 a ball. Of course, Sadness Yarn is like known to make really nice yarn. Drops is known to be more affordable, but I'm not going to turn my nose up at it, and I'm definitely going to try it when it's that similar and such a better deal. So I got enough to make 3 summer tops because I figured if I'm ordering something all the way from Europe, I'm gonna, you know, get a good amount to play with. And I have 3 summer tops that I'm planning to make. Maybe I'll have to do a separate video just about my summer makes when I get those on the needles. So first, I've been obsessed with the knitting patterns from Linit, Lee Home Sanso, on Ravelry, Instagram, etc. She has this gorgeous, like, circular yoke lacy tee in, I think she does it in pure silk, but it can also be done in Line, called the Palma tee. I can't wait to cast that on. It's like #1 in my Ravelry queue. I want to make it just like the photo in Pearl, the color Pearl by Drops Bell. I'll put a picture of the yarn up. The yarn's supposed to come on Thursday, which is tomorrow. So if I really like hurry and finish my sabai top, maybe I can cast on ASAP. And then the ivy top, which is probably the most basic pattern of the summer, but you know, things are popular for a reason. And I really love the channel All Wool on YouTube and on Instagram. I love that creator's like energy, sense of color, sense of style. So check her out as well. And she's making an ivy top right now in this 2-ply, like each ply is a different color wool yarn, which I think looks amazing. And I want to make a summer version, but I'm definitely inspired by what she's making. And I got like a raspberry pinky purple to make it in. I love wearing bright colors like that. It just makes me happy. And I think that's gonna be super simple. It's like in the round, all steckinette, another one with no finishing. And then another person I've been inspired with, who I brought up at the beginning, the knitting page, she just finished knitting, and I watched her podcast like yesterday. She finished knitting a sabai top in the other version where there's no finishings in Dusty Artichoke by Knitting for Olive, which is this like sage green color. And I want to make another sabai top, like keeping in mind what I learned from this one, which is how to regulate the tension between knitting flat and knitting in the round. So I want to give it another go. I want to make the other version of the sabai. Hers looks so elegant, kind of like a little cowl neck, like very classy. And I got kind of like a French blue or denim blue to make it in, which is one of my favorite colors to wear. So I'll put a picture up of that inspiration, that color too. So thank you so much for joining me as I go through my pile of things that I'm making, which are always strewn across my apartment, collecting cat hair, but are also like the things bringing me so much joy and inspiration right now, you know. And hearing my new ideas for what I want to cast on and knit by the pool and knit with my friends. So thank you so much for joining me. I feel kind of funny saying this, but if you want to stay updated on my knitting podcasts, you can subscribe down below, and then when I put up my Alaska vlog, you'll be the first to see it. And I also have an Instagram, which I'll put up here. I'm not a huge social media user, but occasionally I'll post like a knitting related picture. That's really all I use Instagram for. And I hope you have a lovely, amazing day. Maybe tell me what you're knitting, so we can stitch together. Yeah, thank you so much. Bye.